Good day everyone. In this video, we are going to talk about drama. Here are the topics that we are going to discuss in this video. What is drama? Types, elements, techniques, and figures of speech as a literary device in drama. Let us first define drama. Drama comes from the Greek word dran, which means to do or to act. Doing or acting makes drama. It is the presentation of actions on stage through actors or actress before an audience. Like a short story or novel, it has a setting, characters, plot, and even symbolism. Here are the two types of drama. First is tragedy. These are the events lead to the downfall of the main character, often a person of great significance like a king or hero. One famous example of tragedy is Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare. Here is a scene from Romeo and Juliet of 2018 played by Royal Shakespeare Company. This is Act 5, Scene 3.
I will stay with thee, and never from this palace of dim night depart again. Here will I set up my everlasting rest, and shake the yoke of inauspicious stars from this world-wearied flesh. Eyes, look your last. Arms, take your last embrace. And lips, O you the doors of breath, seal with a righteous kiss, a dateless bargain to engrossing death. Come, bitter conduct. Come, unsavory guide. Here's to my love. Oh, true apothecary, thy drugs are quick. Thus, with a kiss, I die.
St. Francis, be my speech. Paris, too, and steeped in blood. Ah, what an unkind hour is guilty of this lamentable chance. The lady stirs.
Uncomfortable friar, where is my lord? I do remember well where I should be, and there I am. Where is my Romeo?
I hear some noise. Lady, come from this nest of death, contagion, and unnatural sleep. A greater power than we can contradict hath thwarted our attempts. Come away. Thy husband in thy bosom there lies dead. And Paris too. Come, go, good Juliet. I dare no longer stay.
Go, get thee hence, for I will not away. What's here? A cup closed in my true love's hand. Poison, I see, hath been his timeless end. Oh, churl, drink all and left no friendly drop to help me after. I will kiss thy lips, haply some poison yet doth hang on them. Thy lips are warm. Yea, noise. Then I'll be brief. Oh, happy dagger, this is thy sheath. There rust, and let me die.
The second type of drama is comedy. This has a happy ending. Humor comes from the dialogue and situation. One example is The Knaves of Shakespeare. This is a scene from the improvised Shakespeare's The Knaves Pantaloons.
A dog in the house of Capulet moves me! Come on, you!
Joe? Huh?
The moon is up.
Huh?
Right.
My dagger is out and ready. Purses remain uncut.
Now's the time that we should go about our business.
I wish I wasn't out so late by myself.
Alright. Potatoes.
Delicious. The cut purses job is the cutting of purses. It's all there in the name.
And not knowing what might lie inside.
Each one is a surprise, like a mysterious sky.
Such a sad thing I keep within my sack.
Oh, it's a dead kitten. Win some, lose some. He did not lie, he said it was sad.
We also have the elements of drama. The first part that we are going to discuss is the literary elements, or Aristotle's 6 elements. The first is plot. This refers to the action or the basic storyline of the play. This is what happens in the play. The second element is theme. While plot refers to the action of the play, theme refers to the meaning of the play. The message that is intended to be expressed through the story is what we call the theme. Additionally, the theme is the main idea or lesson to be learned from the play. In some cases, the theme of a play is obvious. Other times, it is quite subtle. That's why it can be hard to determine the theme of a play. We also have characters and actors. These are the people or sometimes animals or ideas portrayed by the actors. Another is dialogue. Dialogue is the word or words written by the playwright and spoken by the characters in the play. Another element is music or rhythm. While music is often featured in the drama, in this case, Aristotle was referring to the rhythm of the actors' voices as they speak. The last or sixth element is the spectacle. This refers to the visual elements of a play. This includes sets, costumes, special effects, etc. The spectacle is everything that the audience sees as they watch the play. Proceeding to the element dialogue. We have 3 forms of dialogue. The first is dialogue. This is a conversation between 2 or more characters. The video that I'm going to show you is an example of a dialogue.
One unforgettable joyride.
Maka-unforgettable joyride
pustahan
naman
tayo.
to. We.
Pustahan pa tayo. Oh, ha?
Wow, bago!
Nice wheels, pare! Graduation gift sa akin ni Dad. At na akong binyagan at syempre, kasama kayo. Bilis, pasok!
Ako,
Agad!
makalbo ka sana.
Let's go! Hanggang sa dulo ng mundo.
The next form of dialogue is monologue. Monologue is when one character delivers a speech to convey his or her thoughts, although other characters may remain on stage in scene. Here is an example of a monologue.
Ma'am, I replaced this first burger free because you said it didn't taste right. And the second burger because you said it wasn't cooked enough. Now you're telling me this burger is burnt? You've got to be kidding me! Okay, where do you think you are? This is McDonald's! We ain't serving no sirloin steak! Okay.
Meanwhile, we also have soliloquy. Say it with me, soliloquy. This is a speech made by one character but delivered when he or she is alone on stage. Here's an example of a soliloquy.
I would not be thy executioner. I fly thee, for I would not injure thee. Thou tellest me there is murder in mine eye. 'Tis pretty sure and probable that eyes that are the frailest and softest things, who shut their coward gates on atomies, should be called tyrants, butchers, murderers. Now I do frown on thee with all my heart, and if mine eyes can kill, why now let them wound thee. Now counterfeit to swoon, why now fall down, or if thou canst not, oh, for shame, lie not to say mine eyes are murderers.
Do not be confused between monologue and soliloquy, as they are two different things. A monologue happens when someone delivers a speech for a person or audience. Meanwhile, a soliloquy is presented by someone as an expression of him or her inner thoughts to him or herself. This could be in a form of talking to yourself in a mirror. We also have the types of character. We have the protagonist, which is the main character of the story, and we have the antagonist, which is the opposite of the protagonist. Antagonist is usually the villain or opponent of the main character. In FPJ's Ang Probinsyano, we can say that Cardo Dalisa is the protagonist because he is the main character of the story. Meanwhile, we have Hipolito as the antagonist because he is the villain or he is one of the villains in the story. Another type of character is round character. These are the characters who are complex and undergo development. For example, a specific character is a bad person during the first part of the story. And as the story passes by, he or she changes into someone who is better. An example of this is Michael de Mesa or Ramil Taduran in FPJ's Ang Probinsyano. Another type of character is the flat character. This is relatively uncomplicated and do not change throughout the whole story. So, if in the first part of the story, this character is already kind, then even if the story ends, he or she is still kind. So I already named the protagonist, the antagonist, and the round character. Can you name the flat character? Alright, let's proceed to the elements of drama. Earlier we discussed the literary elements of drama, confirming to Aristotle's 6 elements. For now, we are proceeding to the technical elements of drama. The first is the scene or the set. This refers to the theatrical equipment. So, an example of a scene or a set is what you can see on the picture. This is where the play or the drama happens. Another technical element of drama is the costume. This is the clothing or the accessories used by actors to portray characters. This also helps the play to be more effective for the audience. Another element is the property or the properties. These are any movable object that appears on stage. Example of this are the lights or the lightings and the movable microphones on the set. We also have the sounds or the effects an audience hears during the performance, and the lights, and we also have the makeup, which includes costumes, wigs, and body paints to transform characters. Meanwhile, here are the other elements of drama. The first is the playwright. So playwrights are the authors of a play or a script. So on your screen is William Shakespeare, who is one of the most famous playwrights. So he has authored at least 37 plays, among which is the classical Romeo and Juliet. I'm sure you have heard of this classical and famous play or drama. We also have the script. These are the written pages of a play. And the script is actually divided into 2 parts. The first is the acts, which are the long sections of a play. They made up of multiple scenes usually designed to separate the play into its main parts and to give the audience a break from the performance. Comprising the acts are the scenes. These are the shorter sections of a play. Usually, each scene occurs in one location at a specific time. So, there are multiple scenes that make up an act. It is often signaled by the entrance or exit of a character or change in setting or focus of the action. We also have the setting. This is the place, together with other conditions such as time and the environment involved in which the event occurs. So, when we talk of setting, we are not only talking of the place, but we are also talking of the condition, including the environment. We also have techniques in drama. The first is the vocal dynamics. Actors need to expand their vocal toolbox and learn about the ways that range, pitch, and pronunciation which affect performance. So the voice of an actor, even if his pitch, how high, how low, how soft his or her voice is, that affects the performance. Another is the use and awareness of space. Actors need to be aware not just of their marks on stage, but also of the actors who must interact with or move past you. Because in a drama, actors always need to at least be aware of their space so as not to bump other actors that are on the same space that he or she is. Next is body language and mannerisms. So actors bring their characters to life by moving, reacting, and even standing in nuanced ways that are natural for their character. So if there are extra movements that will not contribute to the character that you are portraying, then those are discouraged. But if this movement, such as scratching your head and others, contribute to how you portray the character, then you can do it. You are encouraged to do it, just to make your character lively. Next, we have improvisational techniques. This refers to the on-the-spot creativity of the actors. This includes the ad-lib that we are doing or that the actors are doing just in case there is a gap or there is a need for a filler when some lines are forgotten. Here are some common literary devices used in drama. So we have the figures of speech, which are the words that goes its literal meaning. So when we talk of figures of speech, we dwell deeper into the meaning of the words. The first is metaphor. This refers to a meaning or identity ascribed to one subject by way of another. In a metaphor, one subject is implied to be another so as to draw a comparison between their similarities and shared traits. So I want you to take a look at this example. First sentence, she is my rose forever. So here, a rose is substituted for love or feelings towards a person. Next example, we have Henry was a lion on the battlefield. In this sentence, Henry or he was compared to a lion since the animal possessed traits that are hard to beat. So maybe Henry and the lion shared the same traits. Next, we have simile. This is the practice of drawing parallels or comparison between two unrelated or dissimilar things, people, beings, places, and concepts. Similes are marked by the use of the words as or such as or like. For example, he is like a mouse in front of the teacher. So, he or the person that we are talking about in this sentence and the mouse are two unrelated and dissimilar things. However, we use the word like to compare these two. Just a tip, one way of determining if a sentence contains simile is looking for the words like, as, or such as, and then comparing if there are two or unrelated things in this sentence. The next figure of speech that we have is imagery. Here, the author attempts to create a mental picture in the mind of the reader. Imagery appeals to the senses of the person. For example, when I say, it was dark in the forest, I know that you can imagine that there is a forest with no sunlight. that appeals to your visual, that appeals to your eyes. So that could be visual imagery. Another is olfactory imagery or the smell. So let's take a look at this sentence. She whiffed the sweet aroma of his drink. So here, we are looking or we are touching the sense of smell of a person because of the word swift and aroma. So that is olfactory imagery. The next type of imagery is the tactile imagery or the touch. Let's take a look at the example. She held the soft pillow with her rough hand. So the sentence clearly tells us the texture of the pillow and the hand, meaning we are talking about the touch or tactile imagery. Another figure of speech that we have is symbolism. This is when an object is meant to be representative or of something. This could also be an idea greater than the object itself. Or symbolism can be the frequent use of words, places, characters, or objects that means something beyond what they are on a literal level. For example, when a writer uses the word blood once, its meaning will be confined to that instance in which it is used. Here's a concrete example. In Romeo and Juliet, blood refers to all the following and more things: violence, youth, fashion, and family ties. Because William Shakespeare have used the word blood in place of the words related to the themes mentioned. Next one is dramatic irony. This involves the reader or the audience knowing something about what's happening in the plot about which the character have no knowledge. For example, from Romeo and Juliet, Alack, there lies more peril in thine eyes than 20 of their swords, look though but sweet, and I'm a proof against their enmity. This is Act 2, Scene 2. Here, Romeo tries to reassure Juliet by claiming he is invisible to her family's hostility. But the audience knows that the young lovers are doomed to die as a result of the feud. Lastly, we have foreshadowing. This refers to the use of indicative words or phrases and hints that set the stage for a story to unfold and give the reader a hint of something that is going to happen without revealing the story or spoiling the suspense. Foreshadowing is used to suggest an upcoming outcome to the story. For example, he had no idea of the disastrous chain of events to follow. So that will be all for this discussion. I hope you learned something in answering this. I hope that as you watch this video, you have enlightened yourself about drama. Thank you very much. God bless and mabuhay.